Hi, welcome to Craftshop to Go Origami Light Strand. You should have received this bag of supplies, and in the bag you'll have a box of lights with 20 bulbs, a straw, a craft stick, a push pin, and an assortment of paper, an assortment of origami paper. Okay, the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to take the lights out of the box and straighten them so that they can relax a little bit. You can stretch them out and then run your hand along the strand so that they uncoil and stretch out. Eventually they will become flat, but for now they're going to still be a little bit bent and kinked up, but they should eventually straighten out. But you can get them out of the box now and start relaxing while you're folding your paper. Okay, go ahead and set those aside. Okay, I'm going to show you two different folds. The first fold is the what's referred to as like the Cootie Catcher or the fortune teller, and it kind of looks like this, but it's gonna be a little bit different, but basically we're gonna get to this shape here. Okay, the other one I'm gonna show you how to fold is the balloon, the origami balloon. So let's get started. We're gonna start with the fortune teller. So take a piece of paper, and the first thing that you're gonna do is you're going to fold the long edge to the long edge, just like that. Then you're going to open it up, turn it, and fold it again the other way so that you have a nice crease down going both ways. It looks kind of like a cross or a plus sign. Okay, now you're going to take this corner and fold it to the center. You don't want to go past, use these folds here as the guide. You don't want to go past that center. You want to fold it just to the center and then make the crease. Rotate it, do the same thing, make your crease, rotate, fold it to the center, make your crease, rotate once more, fold it to the center, and make your crease. You can use this craft stick to really make those creases tight, just like that. Okay. All right, so now you're going to flip it over, just like that, and you're going to fold the corners to the center again, okay? You don't have that square guide, so you're just gonna have to do your best. What I like to do is I kind of fold this up so I can see where the center is and fold my corner inward. Hopefully you can see that. All right, rotate it again. You're gonna do the same to all four corners. Now precision is important. You don't want to go past the center fold, and you also don't want to overlap your the flaps that you folded in. So just do your best. You fold to the center, flip it, or rotate it, excuse me, and fold the last corner to the center. Okay, so you're folding, you know, on this side you have the triangles folded to the center. You flip it and it's flat, and you're folding the triangles to the center, okay? Now you're going to fold it in half. So you should have, when you fold it in half, you should see this square flap, turn it over, another square flap, and another square flap. So that's what it should look like. I'm gonna run my craft stick over all of my folds so that it is really nice and crisp. Okay, so the next part is a little bit tricky. You're going to hold this, you want to be holding the edges so that the folds are on top and these flaps are on the bottom. Okay, So now you're going to hold it with your thumb and forefinger on both sides and press in gently, okay, so that these two sides come into the center, and these two sides are forced outward, just like that, okay? Now you're going to make sure your corners are in there. You're going to flatten it, okay? And I like to flatten all the directions. So I just make sure that I actually just rotate it. So you fold it down, fold it back, fold it there, up, so that you have some nice, you want this basically to conform to this shape, not so that it's more, you don't want those to come out. You want them to form this star shape, okay? So now that you're at this point, you're going to turn it over so you see all the flaps. This is where you take your push pin out of the baggie and poke a hole in that, just like that. You might need to poke 2 holes because you want the light bulb to fit through it. I'm gonna poke 3 just for fun, okay? Then you take your light bulb, the light bulb end, and you poke it through that hole, just gently, because if you do it too rough, then you might rip your paper in a way you don't want it to rip, okay? So you've got it there. Now you just kind of want it to twist it so that it then comes to this ridge. There's the light bulb it's thicker here and it thins out. So you do want that to pop on so that it comes to that, it kind of rests on that ledge there, okay? Now if it's flattened out on you, you can still fix it. You just kind of squish those corners in, okay? So that's the first one. That's the first light cover. The second light cover that we're gonna do is a balloon, the origami balloon. So you're gonna wanna take another piece of paper. I'll try something lighter, okay? And this paper is not as transparent as I would have liked. It's more opaque. So I found that you get better results if you fold it with the solid color on the outside and the pattern on the inside, but you do how you wanted yours to look. If you use it with the pattern on the outside, you might not get as much light coming through, but just play around with it, see what you like. All right, so to fold the balloon, you're going to start out just like we did for the fortune teller. You're going to fold it in the lengthwise so that it turns into a rectangle. Open it, rotate it, and fold it again, just like that, so that you have those 2 creases. You've basically made 4 squares, quadrants. All right, now you're gonna flip it over and then fold it corner to corner to make a triangle. So this time your folds are going diagonal. Okay, just like that. And you can use your craft stick to make your creases really tight. Okay, so now I've got it back to the side where it's the solid color side, and the next step is you're going to collapse it into a triangle. So you'll see that these folds are mountain folds and these folds are valley folds, so it naturally collapses into a triangle shape. Okay, you can even run your craft stick along there on both sides. There we go. All right, the next step is you're going to take this corner and fold it up to the top of your triangle. And you're gonna do that on the other side as well. Okay, then you're going to flip it over and do the same thing. I'll aim it at you this time, this way, just so you can see. So you're gonna fold that up to the top there. Okay, Then you can take your craft stick and just run it along those folds to really make them crisp. Okay. The next step is you're going to be folding these ends to the center. So you have ends that sort of flap up, those pieces that you brought up from the sides. Okay. You want to fold this edge to the center. You don't want to fold your flap ends to the center. Okay, does that make sense? So then you're just going to do that for all corners. You're going to fold that to the center. Then you're going to fold that to the center, just like that. You're going to flip it over and do the same thing, just like that. Okay, you can use your craft stick again to really make those creases nice and sharp. Okay, so now you're almost there. So you're going to find the end that has those flaps. Those flaps, okay. And you're just gonna fold them down along that triangle. You created a triangle by folding this edge in, and now you're going to fold those flaps down along that side of the triangle. And then you're going to fold it back in so that you're basically just making a triangle there by folding it down and then folding it back on itself and making a smaller triangle. And you're going to do that the same thing all the way around. Do that. So you did it on that side. Now you're going to flip it over and do the same thing. There. Down. Flip it, just like that. Okay? Now the last step, or second to the last step, is you're going to just lift that triangle, collapsed triangle that you made so that you can see this triangle that you folded in first. And this one should have a little gap here. I'm using my craft stick to sort of help pry it open. And then you're gonna fold that flap you made in on itself, okay? So we fold it to the side, we folded it back on itself. Now we're gonna lift that up, and then we're going to fold that in. Oops. Just like that. All right, there's one side. Now we're going to flip it over and do the same thing. Okay, just like that. So all of those flaps are tucked nicely into that triangle. The last step is you're going to find the end that has a little hole, and you're just going to, you can use your straw that you were given to fit inside and then blow it up that way. It's a little tricky, but if you don't want to put your mouth on that, that's one way to do it. You can see how that works. I put my finger on the hole too a little bit to cover it so that I can really puff it up with a straw. Or if you want quicker results, you can put your mouth directly on the hole. Give a little bit of puff of air, and there you have it. I might need to give it a little more air. One thing about the straw, if the hole is really small, it helps inflate it. Okay, you can also just kind of expand it a little bit by pulling on the corners. And there you have it. There's your balloon. Now here's what it looks like when you fit it on the light strand. So you're just gonna take the tip, you're just gonna pop it through the hole, and then you want to push it in all the way until it comes to that ledge there. And yeah, it should stay on there nice and tight. Yeah, and then it also, as you kind of fiddle with it, it will inflate back. If the balloon collapses a little bit when you pop the light on there, it should expand. Okay, and that's all there is to it. I'm gonna go ahead and plug these in and see how they look. All right, there you have it. They're plugged in. It's kind of hard to see with the room being full of light. What I did is I alternated between these little stars and the balloons, and I also left some of the lights open. So you can be as creative as you want. You can alternate. You can have them all of the balloons or all the stars. You can leave them some uncovered and some covered, or cover them all. It's really up to you. But please don't leave them plugged in unattended. It's really important that when you're done enjoying your origami party lights to unplug them. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for being here. Bye.